again, but we get another point. This time again, our goalie steals a point. The Hawks lose in a shootout, which isn't hockey in my opinion, 2-1. The Hawks and Predators were basically tied pretty much the entirety of the game. The Hawks did not look so good in the second period or the third period, but they managed coming out playing well in overtime. And, well, the Hawks just did not keep momentum going after they tied the game. So the Hawks lose 2-1 to Nashville yet again. Oh, 2 games in a row, we steal a point, at least, because our goalies were standing on their heads. So, shots on net per period. In the first period, it was dead even. 5-5, back and forth hockey. Each team were playing conservative for energy reasons because it was a back-to-back night with these 2 teams. Second period, Nashville did get the slight edge in shots on net, but they were actually the better team that entire period. The Hawks could not get into the offensive zone, in my opinion. It was 10-14 in favor for Nashville. In the last 5 minutes in the second period, the Hawks were starting to get shots on net. The Hawks started getting more momentum, playing stronger hockey in the offensive zone, but they still get outplayed in the second period, in my opinion. Third period, they were just skated all over. It was 21-10 in favor for Nashville. Yeah, the Hawks just were not getting anything going in that third period, but yet they get a goal. Overtime, the Hawks actually outshoot the Predators 5-2. They looked like they could have had more shots with how well and high quality the opportunities were coming off the Hawks' sticks. And, well, Saros was playing strong in that overtime. Lankinen was playing strong pretty much the entire game, including the shootout. He looked good. The Hawks just did not come out to play in the second and third period, in my opinion. Overtime, of course, I said the Hawks looked like the better team. They had more shots, and then total shots on net was 30-42 in favor for Nashville. That is unacceptable right there, Hawks, allowing 42 shots. But Lankinen only allowing technically 1 goal in the game just because it was a shootout loss. Those shootout goals don't count towards anything on stats-wise. Lankinen looked great tonight. He was outstanding. He kept the Hawks in it. He was playing strong, reading the puck. And, well, the Hawks steal a point because of Kevin Lankinen. He deserves to be praised by the Hawks tonight because that's how good Lankinen was. Face-off percentage, it was not good for the Hawks. It was 40.5% to 59.5% for Nashville. And the Hawks' power play streak comes to an end tonight, scoring a power play goal in every game to start the season. And it went 0-4. Nashville went 0-4. The power play just did not get anything going. It seemed like they couldn't get the puck moving right, and the Hawks just went 0-4. Hits, it was 10-18 in favor for Nashville. Again, you should be out hitting a team if you're getting outshot, but that did not happen clearly. 14-18 on blocked shots for Nashville. Yeah, the Hawks were shooting the puck, but they weren't getting on net because they were getting blocked. The Hawks are also blocking shots quite a bit. Giveaways, it was split 8-8, and takeaways, the Predators took the puck over 10 times to the Hawks 3. Not good right there in those numbers. The Hawks look like the worst team, but they get 2 points out of this back-to-back matchup because our goalies. That's it. Because our goalies. Lankinen played on his head tonight. Subban played on his head last night. But the Hawks just riddled with injuries, it's going to be causing issues. Because another player went down on COVID protocol before the game. Granted, he's been out of the lineup for the past 3 games after tonight. And it's Lucas Wallmark, and he was placed on COVID protocol right before the game. So there we go. More injuries to our lengthy list. God. So we go to the goal stats. First period, no goals were scored. Second period, no goals were scored. First period, it was all back and forth hockey. Good offensive zone attack by the Hawks. Good offensive zone attack by Nashville. It was just back and forth, keeping the puck on conservative hockey for energy, just because it was a back-to-back. Clearly, they were doing more of a conservative play in the first period. Second period, no goals were scored, of course, but Lankinen had to stand on his head, leading the Hawks having to be bailed out by their goalie yet again. Lankinen stood strong, was reading the plays, stopping the shots, and getting the Hawks the chance to win. But unfortunately, we don't win. So we go to the third period where the 2 goals were actually scored. 5 minutes and 24 seconds into the third period, Nick Cousins scores his first of the season, assisted by Matt Duchene. This goal, in my opinion, you should give an assist to Calvin DeHaan on. DeHaan really botched it. He was in the neutral zone, loses control of the puck. Cousins gets it and goes on the races and beats Lankinen 5-hole. This was not on Lankinen. This was on Calvin DeHaan, in my opinion. DeHaan looked horrible in that third period. He looked like he could have let the Predators score more goals, how bad he was in that period. It was not good play by Calvin DeHaan. So the Hawks are down 1-0 and early in the third period. But about 5 minutes later in the third period, at 9:24 in the third period, scored by number 22, Ryan Carpenter. His first of the season, assisted by number 38, Brandon Hagel. And number 64, David Kampf, to get the Hawks on the board. Carpenter rebounds the puck. Banks it right off Saros and gets the Hawks on the board. Nice there by Carpenter. This was a good play by the fourth line. The fourth line was probably the Hawks' best line tonight. They were playing in the offensive zone more than anyone else on the Hawks. Playing good, and, well, they get rewarded with a goal. But after that, Nashville came and just started firing the puck on Lankinen, trying to get them back a lead, but Lankinen said no, and we have to go to overtime, where the Hawks were the better team in OT. When the opening faceoff, Soderberg takes the dot, wins it cleanly, gets it to Keefe. Keefe sets up for a line, getting Soderberg off for Kubalik to come in, and the Hawks took advantage. They were just shooting the puck right on Saros, and then they kept changing, and then shooting the puck on Saros. Puck went down into the Hawks defensive zone, and made a couple saves by Lankinen, and then the Hawks went back up into the offensive zone, and Kane almost had a goal, and he hits the post because Janmark shoots it, rebounds off it, banks off a Kane right onto the post, and then Janmark almost buried it, but it went wide. Hawks don't catch a break. So there's that. The Hawks basically go into a shootout. And, well, our normal shootout guys to start off is Jonathan Toews, who is out with illness. And, well, the Hawks don't know who their shootout guys are going to be, really, because DeBrincat is out on COVID protocol. So they have to really mess around with their shootout line. Hawks don't have really much on it. So to start it off, Nashville gets the first shot attempt, and it was Philip Forsberg going up, and, well, Lankinen stoned him. It stays nothing in the shootout. Then Kubalik is the Blackhawks' first shooter, which is shocking to me. I thought maybe just throw Kane out there for the first shooter, even though he's usually the second shooter on the Hawks. But the Hawks' first shooter is Kubalik. He goes up, dekes Soros, and goes backhand and doesn't score. So the Predators get their second shot attempt, and it was Matt Duchene scoring by going top shelf over Lankinen to make it 1-0 Nashville. Hawks have their second shooter, and it's Patrick Kane. He tries to go up, deking, and, well, nothing happens. Ryan Ellis goes up for Nashville, and Lankinen with the glove saves stoning Ellis, and the Hawks have one more attempt. And Matthias Janmark comes in, and, well, the Hawks lose. So, Hawks lose this because of a shootout. We get a point, a petty point in my opinion, because shootouts isn't true hockey, and Lankinen looked great. So, this is a rough loss for the Hawks, but now they have to go and play Columbus for our next games. So, interesting way to lose 2 games in a row, losing in overtime last night, losing in a shootout tonight. So, down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts are on tonight's action. Thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I know you did not enjoy the outcome because of a shootout loss, but most of all, it's a long season, and let's go Hawks.